Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, another fire at a Riri market. An early morning fire engulfed several stalls at the Riri market in downtown Kingston on Tuesday. Information reaching the news is that the blaze started shortly after 2 a.m. and quickly raised through several stalls at the location. Firefighters are now conducting cooling down operations at the facility, with investigations expected to get underway to determine the cause of the blaze. The last fire there was reported in January 2023, preceded by one in February 2022, then in June 2020, and before that in April 2019. JCF says bomb threats at corporate area schools align with a recent pattern in other jurisdictions. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says it has taken note of a series of bomb threats directed at a number of high schools in the corporate area on Tuesday. It is understood that Kingston College and Campion College in the corporate area were affected by the threats. The JCF said the threats aligned with a pattern observed in other jurisdictions, including recent incidents in the Turks and the Caicos Islands. In those threats, it was declared that similar bomb threats would be triggered in other countries in the region, specifically naming Jamaica, the JCF said in a media release on Tuesday. Recently, there have been a number of schools and other public offices across the country that have been impacted by widespread reporting of bomb threats. While all threats received thus far have proven to be unfounded, the JCF takes each one seriously and responds with full diligence. The safety and the security of all our society, especially our children and the educational staff, are of utmost importance, it said. It said it was working closely with school administrators and the local authorities to ensure that appropriate safety measures are in place. We implore all school officials to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities or threats immediately to the JCF via the police emergency at 119, the JCF continued. Meanwhile, examinations and the classes were disrupted at the Homewood Technical High School on Tuesday following a reported bomb threat at the institution in northeast Manchester. Head of the Manchester Police, Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, confirmed that lawmen were alerted of the threat shortly before midday. He said all the safety protocols have been activated at the school. Bauxite truck driver hospitalized following Manchester crash. A truck driver has been hospitalized in critical condition after the unit he was operating overturned on the Melrose Hill bypass in Manchester on Tuesday. The police source told the news that the truck, which was transporting bauxite, crashed about midday. Reports suggest that the driver lost control of the heavy unit while descending a hill on the bypass. The bypass was incorporated into the Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000. The truck crashed into a guardrail and went off-road. The injured driver was taken to hospital where he has been admitted. DJ's murder leaves 4 children fatherless. 4 children have been left without a father following the murder of disc jockey Davian Dipper Anderson, 31, at a bar in Royal Flat, Manchester on Sunday night. Anderson, who had a 5th child on the way, was shot dead and a 36-year-old woman wounded when gunmen attacked patrons at a bar in the community. A police report said about 7:54 p.m., Anderson and the female patron were enjoying themselves at the bar when the facility was shot up by gunmen. The injured people were taken to hospital where Anderson was pronounced dead and the woman admitted. Anderson's father, Peter, was distraught following the incident. "Me cry, I saw it go, him gone already, but not forgotten," he said. The elder Anderson said he raised 3 of his son's children. "He has his 3 kids here, and the mother came for them on Sunday, so I said I wasn't going to bother with any rice and peas, so I just fried 2 pieces of breadfruit and then lie down. When I got up in the night, 2 men called me and said Dipper got shot," he said. "I'm a nice son. Him and him baby mother broke up and I have the 3 kids here with me. I look about them myself. I know he works and I work too. So if him in anything, I don't know. Him dead left 3 kids here, ages 10, 6 and 4, added the father. Opposition spokesperson on national security and the former Manchester Central Member of Parliament, Peter Bunting, said he knew Anderson well. "When I came here years ago as an MP, he was one of the young people who approached me and said, 'MP Bunting, I just need a start.' I said, 'What are you interested in doing?' He said he loves music. If I could just get a laptop, that is all I need, and I am not looking back." Bunting said at the People's National Party's Belfield Divisional Conference on Sunday evening. He got the laptop and Dippo became a fixer DJ at almost every political meeting, even social gatherings at my home in Mandeville. He didn't have any aggressive bone in his body, and all he would talk about was his children and what he wanted to give to them, said Bunting. He said Dippo's was the third murder in Manchester recently. On April 26, the 2022 Prime Minister Youth Awardee for Agriculture, C.J. Cunningham, 29, was gunned down while tiling a house in Davyton, Manchester, and last Wednesday, Karine Nicole Airy, 46, a bartender, was killed on her second day on the job in New Green, Manchester. Mayor of Mandeville, Donovan Mitchell, said Anderson was his neighbor. "I was born in this community. My house is just down the road. The community is mourning because Dippo, as we know him, is a young man that was friendly to everybody. When you see him, all he is doing is laughing. I don't know what has transpired or what happened, but the police are doing their investigations. We're asking anybody with any information to just talk to the police. Let the police do their work, and let us bring peace and unity. If anybody knows anything, just speak to the police, because this is a relatively quiet community," he said. Jury empaneled in trial of JDF soldiers implicated in Keith Clark murder. A 7-member jury was on Tuesday afternoon empaneled in the Home Circuit Court at the start of the trial of the 3 JDF soldiers charged with the 2010 murder of businessman Keith Clark. The jury is expected to start hearing testimony on Wednesday morning. The trial is expected to last 4 to 6 weeks. The defendants are Lance Corporals Greg Tinglin, Odell Buckley, and the Private Arnold Henry. Tuesday's start comes 6 years after it was halted when attorneys for the Jamaica Defense Force surprised the prosecutors with immunity certificates that shielded the soldiers from prosecution for their actions during the operation. The certificates were signed in February 2016 by Peter Bunting, who was Minister of National Security at that time. But following a legal challenge, the Constitutional Review Court, in a majority decision handed down in February 2020, ruled that the certificates were manifestly unfair and unreasonable. The Court of Appeal also affirmed an order by the Constitutional Court that the trial should go ahead. Mr. Clark was shot 21 times inside his home, located on Kirkland Close in St. Andrew, on March 27, 2010, during a police military operation to apprehend then-fugitive drug lord Christopher Dudus Coke. Mother of 2 left to hold the family together after suspected suicide. Jodian Barrett is in shock and now left to pick up the pieces and hold her family together after her common-law husband, Andre Nicholson, died of an alleged suicide over the weekend. The man reportedly took his own life inside a female bathroom at a school neighboring the St. James community of Catherine Hall, where he resided. According to the St. James police, Nicholson was last seen on the school compound by a security guard approximately 9:50 p.m. on Saturday before the guard concluded duties. His body was subsequently discovered on Sunday during a routine check of the school compound. He was found suffering from a gunshot wound to the head and clutching a Glock 19 pistol. While speaking to the news on Monday afternoon, Barrett said that their family is devastated as they are now left with so many unanswered questions. She explained that Nicholson, a shopkeeper, worked at the nearby school as a security guard up until 2020. She further shared that their 2 young daughters, 7 and 11 years old, are students at the school. Their mother noted that they are not taking it well and they never went to school yesterday. Meanwhile, Barrett said she is still unclear as to why Nicholson was on the school compound in the night. "I don't know what he was doing over there, to be honest, because he doesn't normally go over there unless he's bringing the kids to school. He doesn't go there after hours. He would normally be in the community with his friends at the bar." When asked if Nicholson had previously expressed the suicidal thoughts, Barrett responded in the affirmative. He made hints of that before. A couple of weeks ago after Easter break, he was missing for a day. It wasn't a full 24 hours, but he did say that he wasn't going to come back home. Some of my friends spoke to him, and I asked his friends to search for him. He came back home after 10 in the night, Barrett shared. However, the grieving woman told the news that she was not expecting him to go through with the act. I didn't expect him to go through with anything at all. Even when he hinted at it, I thought he was just saying that he needs help and doesn't know where to go. I went as far as to run up and down to the banks and miss work a couple of days to try and help him see what he could get done. So this is a shock to me. During their last conversation on Saturday morning, Barrett said her partner had expressed that he would have skipped a loved one's birthday celebration to clear his head. While offering her support, she reportedly told him, "Clear your head, and when I get back, we will talk about whatever it is." When I came back, I texted him on WhatsApp and told him that I am home. The message had 2 ticks, but he didn't reply. I sent another message to him and I asked, "Where are you?" And then I asked if he was okay, but he wasn't responding to me. I went to the shop to check off the money, and I sent a message to say that the shop barely made any money today, but still no reply. After recognizing that Nicholson did not return home on Saturday night, Barrett shared that she was heading to the Freeport police station to report him missing on Sunday afternoon, but the police showed up before she had the chance to leave. They explained that Andre is no longer with us. I was shocked, and I asked them if it was a joke. They wanted me to come and identify the body, and they wanted to do some checks at my house as well for the FLA license. The police say the weapon retrieved from the scene was neither registered to Nicholson nor recognized in the FLA's database. It is being alleged that Nicholson was experiencing financial struggles which became too much to bear. However, Barrett told the news that she had only learned of this since his passing. That's what persons are saying, and it's a shock to me because I don't know the depth of the financial issues. Because since his death, persons are saying a lot of things. It's like we live at the house and I am a complete stranger because I don't know any of these things.